Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be modifying the Turbo Miata to get it to launch hard so I can beat my friend's Turbo Civic in a drag race. See, Miatas are plagued with an issue that causes them to lose to Civics. When you lower a Miata even just a little bit, it causes the rear suspension geometry to get all out of whack and prevents you from zeroing out the camber. And that means the entire tire is not contacting the road, the inside of the tire gets overloaded, and you lose grip. So in order to get this thing to launch hard and get traction in first gear, we need 0 degrees of camber. And for that, we need custom control arms. But before we go ahead and start fabricating some adjustable control arms, let's do some 0 to 60 runs as is to see what kind of times we get. On that second launch, I was able to get a 0 to 60 time of around 4.8 seconds, which isn't terrible, but for a 2,200 pound car with 380 horsepower, not as good as it could be. You can tell from watching the clip that all the time is lost in slipping the clutch slowly to not break traction. As soon as I get it in a second, we're golden. But the first gear, the launch, the slipping of the clutch is not good. So let's make these control arms and hopefully fix that. So the control arm jig is finished. What this thing does is locate all of the mounting locations on the hub, on the chassis of the control arm. So now I can build the new control arms in this jig and know that all the mounting locations are going to line up perfectly. Now, of course, I'm fabricating my own control arms because I enjoy it and it saves me a little bit of money. But if you guys are unable to or uninterested in building your own control arms, there are plenty of companies that make awesome adjustable rear upper control arms for these cars. But if you did want to build your own control arms and you're wondering where you should buy metal for making them, let me tell you about Metal Supermarkets. Metal Supermarkets is a convenience store for metal. There's over 90 stores across the country and they carry all sorts of metal, pretty much any type of metal you can think of. DOM, just mild steel, stainless steel, aluminum, perforated metals, and all sorts of stuff. And even if they don't have it in stock, they will source it for you. Another cool thing about metal supermarkets is that there is no minimum order, and they cut the metal to the exact size you want. So say you want to just get 4 inches of one type of metal, you can get it. You don't have to get a huge supply. The other cool thing is that they've got really fast turnaround time, so if you call and order metal, you can get that metal the exact same day. Now, Metal Supermarkets is where I go to buy all of the metal for all of my projects. I used it to buy the roll cage tubing for the railing Miata. I used it to buy this DOM for these control arms. They're just really awesome. So if you guys need to get metal for making control arms or any other project, look on Google Maps, see if there's one around you, and go there to get your metal. Huge thank you to Metal Supermarkets for sponsoring this video, but let's get back to building these control arms. But despite all the tubes I've bent and notched, I still managed to screw it up. Let's do that all again. We've relocated to the ground and jack stands because there's a stinky Honda on my lift. Both of the control arms are built, welded up. They're looking great. Welds are great. They're nice and strong. They're awesome. The control arms are in. I went ahead and got it as close to 0 degrees of camber as I possibly could. It looks insane, but now I'm gonna bring it to the alignment shop for them to actually get an exact alignment in here. And now it's time to see if we can get a better 0 to 60. That last run was almost half a second faster, but I'm confident that we can do better. So let's go somewhere a little bit more private.
I think that's pretty good. That thing it's hooking pretty good. It definitely still spins in first, but it feels like it accelerates much faster.
And there we have it. With those new control arms and a little bit more practice, I was able to get that 0 to 60 time down to 4.2 seconds. And I think that's probably about as good as I can get on these tires. The thing is that these tires are track tires, so the sidewall is really, really stiff, so it doesn't allow the weight to transfer that well. In the next video, guys, we are gonna be taking this car to the drag strip to see what I'll run and to see if I can beat my friend's Turbo Civic. If you guys want to see the next video right now, you can head over to Patreon because it's live there. I'm pretty confident that we can beat John's Civic, but there's only one way to find out.